Hello everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome back to Global Freedom Conversations Live. Hope everybody's having a wonderful beginning of your week. And today we're going to have the following topic. Okay, so today we are having episode 36, Emotional Resilience, Bouncing Back Without Burning Out. So that's what we're going to be talking today. But before we do that, let us introduce ourselves. So good morning again. My name is Isabel. I am originally from Mexico, now residing in North Carolina. I am a wife, a mother of three, a grandmother of two. I'm a former educational assistant and now a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anna Toure. I'm originally from Senegal, but now I live in North Carolina, as well as Isabel. I'm a stay-home mom, and I'm a proud digital business owner. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Connie. I'm originally from the Philippines and I'm residing now
Hello,
here in
everyone.
British
My name is
Columbia.
Maimuna Bari. I'm originally from West Africa, Sierra Leone, living in Indianapolis, USA. I am a mom, a wife, a healthcare worker, and a proud digital business owner.
Go ahead, Connie.
Hi, everyone. Take two. My name is Connie. I'm originally from the Philippines
Since
and
he's
I'm
mute, right?
residing here in British Columbia, Canada. I'm a wife, a stepmom, and grandma, and a great grandma. I'm a digital business owner as well. Thank
Okay.
you.
Hi,
Pat?
I'm Patsy. My name is Patsy. I'm a mother of four and grandmother to nine. And originally, I came from Brunei with my husband Joseph, and now we are residing in Edmonton, Alberta. And we are proud digital business owner and mentor.
Thank you, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about. We can't hear you, Anna.
Sorry. Global Freedom Conversation. Today, we are on episode 36, Emotional Resilience, Bouncing Back Without Burning Out. Today is going to be our topic. Thank you for watching us.
Yeah, so today we'll be talking about that. Have you ever felt like you're pushing forward, but at the same time feeling drained? Trying to stay strong, but quietly getting tired? That's where emotional resilience matters most because growth isn't just about moving forward, it's about learning how to recover without losing yourself in the process. So, today we're going to be talking about the following points. Connie, we can't hear you.
I'm sorry. So today we are talking about 5 points. Number one, emotional resilience is the ability to recover, not avoid. Number two, chronic stress without recovery leads to burnout. Number three, recovery is a strategy, not a reward. Four, resilience built through small, intentional practices. And last, boundaries protect your energy and sustain growth.
So, yes, this is what we're going to be talking about today. And our first point is, let's see, point number one. Emotional resilience is the ability to recover, not to avoid. So, motivation comes and goes, and discipline stays. And we all know, right, that motivation comes and goes because it's about how you're feeling that day. We're humans, and there's days where we get up and we're so full of energy and we're like go getters, right? We're gonna go get whatever we want, and we stay connected, working on our dreams and doing the things that we love. But there's days where motivation is not there. We're not having a good day. Maybe we're not feeling well. Maybe our kids are, having some kind of sickness, and that influence in our motivation, right? So motivation is not something that is going to be there. You're not going to be motivated every day. But if you have discipline, if you have worked on it, then regardless of how you feel, you're going to push through and you're going to do those things, right? Resilience doesn't mean you don't feel stress, or that you're not going to have setbacks, because we all going to have setbacks at some point. And yes, life gets overwhelmed at some point too, and we're going to feel stress. But it means you know how to come back from them. How do you come back from feeling like that? And research shows, from the American Psychological Association, defines resilience as the ability to adapt well in the face of adversity, trauma, or stress. And if you think back, years back, I don't know how old you may be, but we have overcome so many adversities in our lives, from childhood, from when we were teenagers, now as adults. We have come to know how to really navigate and how to overcome these things. And that means that feeling emotions without being controlled by them, you're gonna get those days where you're gonna have, I don't know, you're gonna feel sad, maybe you're gonna have anger for some reason, maybe you're not gonna feel well, but you will know how to control that because you have worked on yourself and you have that discipline that it takes to overcome that. And then also pausing instead of reacting, right? A lot of times we're so fast to react, and sometimes somebody or something hasn't even finished happening, we're already reacting to it, right? But it's moments like that that we have to learn to listen, to slow down, and to really take life, for what it really means. And resetting instead of quitting. It's so easy to quit, right? When things are not going our way, the easiest or the fastest thing we can do is just quit. But it's not about quitting, it's about pushing through. All you got to do is maybe take, I don't know, a couple of hours, even take the day to get your ideas and really reset and come back even stronger. So resilience is not about being unbreakable, it's about being able to rebuild. And as humans, we all know that we're all we're all gonna have those bad days. We're all gonna have those moments, but we just have to really trust that we are doing the right thing and be resilient and keep going even on bad days. And those small actions that you're taking every day, those are the ones that are really building or keeping you from quitting and going forward. So that was our point number 1, and now we're going to move forward to point number 2.
Okay, point number 2, chronic stress without recovery leads to burnout. So let me talk about something that a lot of us don't realize until it is too late. We think being busy means we are being productive. We think pushing harder, doing more, and never stopping is the way to succeed. But the truth is that kind of non-stop pressure comes with a cost. Pushing non-stop might feel productive, but it comes at a cost. According to the World Health Organization, burnout is a syndrome caused by unmanaged chronic stress leading to exhausting detachment and reduced effectiveness. Burnout doesn't happen overnight. It builds when you ignore your limit. You skip recovery, you stay in constant pressure mode. And what does that look like? in real life, it look like waking up tired even after sleeping. It look like losing motivation for things you used to enjoy. It look like feeling overwhelmed but still forcing yourself to keep going. Burnout doesn't just happen overnight. It builds slowly. And I want to be real with you, especially as a woman, mother, caregiver, and business builders. We are used to putting everything and everyone first. But here is the truth. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Grow require effort, but it also require restoration. That means taking break without guilt. Protect your peace. Listen to your body and your mind. Because when you are well, you perform better. When you are rested, you think clear. When you are aligned, you grow stronger. So don't confuse burnout with dedication. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is pause, reset, and come back stronger. Thank you.
Thank you, Maimuna. And yes, this is one of the things that I guess as females, we always go through, right? Because we're always doing something and we keep pushing ourselves. And even when we feel tired, if somebody else is needing us, we're going to keep going. We're not going to quit, And what this is telling us is that chronic stress without recovery leads to burnt out. So, burnt out doesn't happen overnight. It's something that it's built, because we don't listen to our bodies. A lot of times we ignore the pain, we ignore the stress, and we keep going without having any recovery time. But it's important that we take this time, to really listen to ourselves, because when you're good, then everybody else is going to be okay, right? Because you're going to be at your best. Okay, so we're going to move to point number 3.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Sister Maimuna. This point is recovery is a strategy, not a reward. This point shifts the way people think about productivity entirely. Most people are conditioned to believe that rest comes after the work is done, almost like a reward for exhaustion. But the truth is, if only rest when you only rest when you are burnout, you are already operating at a deficit. High performers don't wait until they are drained. They plan recovery the same way they plan their work because they understand something most people overlook. Consistency doesn't come from pushing harder, it comes from managing your energy. When you give yourself intentional recovery time, you are not slowing down, you are protecting your ability to keep going. Mental breaks help you stay sharp instead of scattering. Emotional processing keeps you from carrying stress into your next decision. Stepping back gives you clarity, so you are not just busy, you are effective. Without recovery, even the best strategy will eventually fall apart, not because you are incapable, but because you are running on empty. And here is the real shift. Growth isn't about doing more or more every day. It's about being able to show up at your best again and again. That's what builds momentum. That's what creates long-term results. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. And yes, recovery is a strategy. It's something that you have to plan for, right? You can't just think that you only get a recovery when you earn it. You have to really put it in your mind that you have to have that time, especially because I don't know, a lot of times it's not just physical that you're tired, it's also emotional, and it's always good to have that time for ourselves. But a lot of times our busy routines, we don't get that time, and we don't tend to really pay attention to those things that we need. But it's important that we schedule recovery. And sleeping enough hours at night should be a non-negotiable for everyone, so that your body can really rest, and that you can have that energy, that motivation the next day. Okay, so thank you, Anna, and we're going to move to point number 4.
So resilience builds through small, intentional practices. For me, resilience was not built in one big moment. It was built in the small daily decisions. After my husband has a stroke, life changed. And there were many days I felt overwhelmed, but instead of trying to figure out everything out all at once, I focus on the small steps. I show up to learn. I attended trainings. I stayed connected with our community, even when I felt tired or unsure. This online business taught me that growth is not about doing everything in one day. It's about doing something consistently. And in our community, we are reminded to protect our energy, take a pauses, and keep going at our own pace. Because resilience is not built by pushing hard one time. It builds every time you choose to continue calmly, intentionally, and consistently. Little by little, you become stronger without even realizing it. So, my message is small, consistent step build the strength you need for a long term growth. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie. And yes, resilience builds through small intentional actions. A lot of people think that, to build something or to change a habit or to start doing things different, they need a lot of time. And all of us complain about we don't have enough time, right? But to make changes, all you need is short windows of time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And those small intentional actions or practices are what's going to make a difference in your life and in your health if you're having problems with your health as well. So thank you, Connie. We're going to move to number 5.
Boundaries protect your energy and sustain growth. Emotional resilience isn't just about how quickly recover from challenges. It's also about what you allow into your life in the first place. Many people think resilience means pushing through everything, saying yes to every request, carrying every responsibility, and always being available. But that is not strength, that is a fast track to burnout. Research in occupational health shows that individuals who set clear personal and professional boundaries experience lower stress, reduced burnout, and higher overall well-being and performance. Why? Because boundaries protect your energy. Without them, even the strongest, most capable people will eventually feel exhausted, overwhelmed, and drained. Boundaries about aren't about shutting people out. They are about protecting what matters most so you can show up fully where it counts. And sometimes boundaries look simple but powerful. Saying no without guilt, even when it is uncomfortable. Protecting your time so you are not constantly pulled in every direction. Creating space for your mental, emotional well being, and recognizing when to pause and rest instead of always pushing through. Because constantly pushing through doesn't make you stronger, it makes you tired. True resilience isn't built by doing more and more every day, it's built by knowing when to step back, reset, and realign. When you protect your energy, you sustain your growth. Thank you.
Thank you, Patsy. And yes, this simple step here, setting boundaries. When you set boundaries, you're going to protect not only your time, but your mental space as well. And, I know that it's hard to set those boundaries when you're so used to saying yes to everyone and doing everything for everyone. But, don't feel guilt for saying no when it comes to your emotional health or when it comes to the things, we all have a plan, right? We have already our agendas and we have our priorities and everything. So you got to make sure that you do your priorities, that your family is well taken care of. But, don't be so, don't feel bad or don't feel guilty when you have to tell somebody else, no, I can't do it today, because that's protecting your time and your mental space. So setting boundaries is a no-brainer when it comes to being productive and staying on top of your to-do list. Okay, so thank you. And let's see, what's our key takeaway for today?
All right, so here's the takeaway. If you've been feeling stressed or overwhelmed, remember, you don't have to push harder. You may need to recover smarter. Resilience is not about doing everything. It's about sustaining yourself through anything.
Yes, very true. Okay, what's our comment for our audience today?
Comment resilient if this resonated, or message us if you are learning to grow without burning out.
Yes, guys, comment resilient if you are, in that growth. If you're on personal growth, if you're doing the things that we were talking about, let us know how that's working for you. What is one of the things that you have applied and you're loving it right now? Because I know that some of the things that we talked about, like boundaries and all these other things, those are things that I didn't used to do before, but I learned, that I needed to have those in place if I wanted to do the things that I promised myself I was going to do daily. Okay. And what's our topic for next Monday?
Okay, our topic for next Monday is episode 36, rewriting old story that keep you stuck.
Yes, so we're going to come back next Monday with this powerful topic, rewriting old stories that kept you stuck. We all been stuck at some point, but we also have found a way to get better, right? And not feel stuck. So this is going to be a powerful conversation about identifying limited beliefs, shifting your internal narrative, and stepping into a new version of yourself. So please come join us same time next Monday. And well, guys, we have come to the end of our live today. I hope that this was, of value to you. Let us know in the comments, if you liked any of the topics any of the points that we touched today. And well, we do want to thank you for your support, for being with us, and for your time. And for those who's going to watch the replay, thank you so much for watching, and God bless you. So see you guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.